Hey, and welcome to another episode of Total Ramblings. This is another unboxing video. So maybe a couple of months ago, you might recall that I invested in a new army, soldier force, and I found some more in Smith's Toys. Now, I knew this one was going to be stocked by them because they were listing it on their website, but no, they actually, excuse me, it's just trying to look at my globe and not my lovely face. But it wasn't until sort of last couple of weeks they've actually stocked it. In addition, we've had some piracy issues off the coast. And in fact, my generals, now my admirals, have been demanding that I do something about it. So we've bought a ship with ridiculously massive guns. I'm going to open these now, and we're going to take a look at them once they're open, and we will add these to the increasing army. As far as I'm aware, so I found some on Amazon, right? But I'm not buying them. My rule is that I've decided, this is my own arbitrary rule. I'm only allowed to buy Soldier Force when I see them in Smith's Toys. Now, there's a submarine I need to get, and a big, a big helicopter I need to get. Not the Chinook, the sort of the Black Hawk kind of style helicopter. So I need to get those, but I'm not getting them if they don't appear in Smith's Toys. So will my army expand again? We just don't know. Let's go and talk to the next guy in the next clip and see what it's like once these things are opened. Okay. So we've opened the ship. Let's look at the accessories first. We've got a nice little dinghy, which doesn't appear to have a place to mount on the ship. So that's a bit of a shame. But this thingy kind of flips down. This was pre-assembled, which was quite nice. Very odd looking gun. Looks like it squirts insecticide or something. No, stop falling out of my hand. It's weird, isn't it? Look at that. It's like a sort of... Oh, no, I see what it is. I'm being dumb. It's a harpoon launcher. That's a harpoon spool. Ah, harpoon gun. Yes. A knife which keeps trying to escape. If you buy this set and you have a knife, please let me know if your one tries to escape as well. And as always, with Soldier Force, we've got an array of massively oversized guns. 3 missiles. I will show you them working soon. We've got this soldier guy, although really he should be a sailor. We should be talking Sailor Force, not Soldier Force, shouldn't we? Usual articulation. His hands turn. He's jointed at the elbows. Obviously his arms swivel up and down. He's jointed at the knees. His feet don't turn, but you can also move him at the hips. And he's got a gun on his hip there that's not removable. And we've got a frogman. Now, I think... Oh, hang on. Let me just stand him up. I think his head's very small. So that latex or rubber or whatever the hell is on him, you know, over his face, is squeezing the hell out of his brains. So I just think he's got a really small head. Anyway, that's by the by. Should we have a look at the ship? Let me just bring it up here. So there are a few stickers to install, but it don't take long. It wasn't bad. And you have to assemble some pieces. And also this bit keeps falling off. If you buy this set, oh, I see why. Look, the clip's broken. You see? Half the clip's gone. So that's never going to stay in. Anyway, this makes a noise. Kind of an ASDIC noise. Red alert. Depth charges, I think. So 4 noises, I think. Let's start from the front. So we have an anchor and a spool, so you can drop anchor. We have massive guns. I mean, these are like, well, they're not really battleship grade guns, but they're far too big for this machine. But I don't know whether you noticed there, but there are actually holes underneath, and there it goes on the floor. So the gravity's working today. That's brilliant. It's always good when the gravity works. And then at the back here, there's like a little slidey thing, and you can shoot the missiles. Quite a lot of force there, actually. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so we've also then got these 2 sort of heavy machine guns. We've got a little hatch for a man to stand and operate the machine gun. That's nice. That's fallen over because I'm only doing it with one hand. More guns here, as if the front turrety thing wasn't enough. These are fixed, but they do go up and down. An antenna array. So this turns individually, and this turns. I don't know if it's meant to turn. Might be because the clip's broken. I don't know. I assume these are the depth charge launchers. We've got a small helipad, and we've got a drone. And look, the drone's got a missile thingy in it as well. Let me just put a missile in it so you can see what it looks like. It's quite stiff. There we go. So there's our sort of Reaper style drone with a switch at the back here, and you fire it. That went all the way onto that step. Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. Anyway, that drone kind of sits on this cradle here. And then this opens. So this opens up, and inside we've got a little control kind of cabin, albeit he's only looking out the window really. He's not even controlling the guns. There's nothing inside to match the movement of the guns. I'd feel a bit cheated if I was in command of this ship. It's almost like the captain or whatever gets put in there and he's like, you just sit there and play, and there's actually nothing he can do. He can't do any harm in there. Yeah. Anyway, my soldier force, I'm not quite sure what these are. What are these? What would these be? Smoke launchers? Why would you need it? I don't understand. Never mind. Yeah, so we've got a bit of a navy now, which is better than no navy, right? Yeah. I reckon it probably floats. Should we have a look underneath for any holes? I'm going to take this off because it's going to fall off on the basis that it's broken. And I think it was broken out of the box. Ah, look, no, it's got wheels. No, I don't think it will float because there's holes here that we used to screw it into the box. And I think it might sink. Might be worth a try. Anyway, that's the boat. And here's the other pack with the troopers. Now this is a pretty good pack actually. I was kind of looking forward to this one because as good as the other vehicles are, when you buy the vehicles you might get 1, maybe 2 people per vehicle. So you kind of end up with like massive vehicles with like a couple of guys milling around. So this is actually a good pack to buy. There's 10 people in here and a dog. So let's look at the bits first. So we've got the usual oversized weapons on sprues that you can cut off with a backpack, grenade, shovel, that kind of thing. There's actually a different style one there with an Uzi 9mm, some massive revolvers on there as well, walkie-talkie. So, yeah. We also have some kind of loosely packed guns. I say loosely packed. They're all tied on to the packaging, but they're not put on sprues. So we have here a shotgun, a sniper rifle. These are quite bendy plastic, so I guess you could fire around corners. Then in much more solid plastic, we've got a sort of Heckler & Koch G36 kind of style. That's gone on the floor. Luckily, we've got two of those, so I can show you this other one before that one also falls on the floor. This looks like an M60 to me, with a feed thing there for the ammo. We've got another harpoon gun. This one is also bendy plastic, not the same plastic. So each of our frogmen, who we'll look at in a sec, has a harpoon gun, another knife, and a bullpup SA80 A1 kind of style rifle. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's look at them. Oh yeah, sorry. And then we've got a couple of vehicles. We've got an ATV kind of thing with a couple of big machine guns on it. So this would be good for reconnaissance, base defense. A motorbike, good for a sort of courier. The handlebars aren't attached to the front wheel, so you know, be careful when you ride it. But it does have a kickstand that you can put down. So, yay. Just put that back up there like that. Here we go. And then there's the dog. So also, you know, what's the dog could be used for? Mine detection, again, base defense, patrol. He's got a big collar and lead, and a pack on his back. So maybe that's a first aid kit or something. I don't know. We got this cool dude, and they've all fallen over. This cool dude, looks a bit like the Master from Doctor Who, actually. So I'd imagine this is like meant to be like a special forces kind of guy. He's dressed quite casually, actually. He could even be the man in charge. We just don't know. This is his mate. Definitely special forces. I wouldn't put him in charge. He looks a bit unstable, if I'm honest with you. He's got a kind of Punisher almost logo on his chest there. So yeah, let's leave those two over there. We got this guy. Now, I'll be honest with you, I know some of these are duplicates from the sets we opened in the last video, but I don't remember which ones they are because they're all on deployment, don't you know? So we got this guy, generic sort of soldier guy. He's got a big pack on his. I thought for a minute that was a holster we could put a gun into, but it's not. He's got a gun, but that doesn't come out. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. Nice boots. Another sort of generic soldier guy. Yeah, this is identical, in fact, to the one that we just opened in the boat, in the ship. So we've got a couple of these guys now. That's okay. You need generic troops. A pilot. Pretty certain we've got a couple of pilots already because we had the jet fighter and the big helicopter. And a little helicopter. I can't remember which one. Anyway, this guy looks like a sort of army ranger type guy. He looks a bit twitchy. Looks very nervous. So his head's turning rapidly. He's like, what's going on? He's paranoid, man. He's paranoid. You weren't there. What's that on his big water bottle? Don't know. Don't know what that is actually. Yeah, I actually quite like him actually, even though he seems a bit unstable. Another frogman, frog person. I'll say frog person because we've got a woman. Look, we've got our first woman in Soldier Force. Maybe she's in charge. Let's not be sexist. She could be in command. She's got things on her arms. Not quite sure what they are. She's got a gun. Can't come out of her holster. But yeah, we got a woman. So this frogman, maybe that's why their head's so small. Because she's got quite a small head. It's a frog lady. Maybe that's what it is. And when I say frog lady, I don't mean to be derisive. You know, she's a lady who does underwater stuff. Now, generic kind of trooper. He is the same, his body at least, is the same mould as this guy. But they've painted these things green instead of red and they've got a Soldier Force logo on instead of like a star logo on here. Now that's interesting. So this is a white guy, but he's definitely wearing gloves, right? And in fact, if you look, I don't know how well this is going to come across, but if you look closely, you can actually see that there are like seam lines, sort of like sewing lines on his gloves. This guy is black, and you might assume that he's not wearing gloves, but in fact, he is also wearing gloves. So there. And then we've got this guy, same mold again, different head mold because he hasn't got the rangefinder or whatever it is on here. He's like a Arctic warfare guy. I think I might have one of him already. I'm not sure, but anyway, at least now we can go into the Arctic or into the snow and not be seen. So good addition to the army. Even got a couple of land vehicles out of it, and we've got a drone with the ship. Yeah, so basically the army is growing. I would just like to say thanks very much for watching me for this completely random unboxing video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.